Yes, yes,
So welcome.
you can continue, sir. No problem.
Okay. So welcome to the introduction to Python. Okay. So this is the data science course you have. So the first module what you're going to discuss is introduction to Python. Okay. So the topic given to me is introduction. So before starting the session, let me give a brief introduction about myself. Okay. So I'm a corporate trainer for HESI placement, HESI placement and digital academy. So before that, I was working as a corporate trainer in industries. I do a lot of training programs for Accenture, IBM, CTS, Infosys. So to the employees, and I graduated from IIT Kharagpur. So this is a small introduction about myself. So I worked in various engineering colleges as well as various corporate companies where I've been working as a senior technical manager. Okay, so right now I'm associated with IC Placement Services, IC Placement and Digital Academy, where I'll be training you students on all this the basic platforms on introduction. So before starting the session, okay, it was a small introduction about myself. Before starting the session, let me share my PPT. Is my voice audible to everyone? Just is my voice audible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
Is the PPT visible to everyone? Yeah, I've
Yes,
shared my
sir.
PPT. I've
Yes,
shared my
sir.
PPT. I think the PPT is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in data science, today, as I told, we'll be discussing about introduction to Python. This is the first module which we have in a data science. So why we are discussing Python? Again, a very big thing in the today's discussion. So why we are all discussing about the Python, especially in is that audible visible to everyone? Audible is that audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Yeah, should I switch on my camera? Because if I switch on my camera, then the entire network will be slow. That's the reason I'm not able to switch on the camera. I can switch it on, but only thing is I'll be the network will be slow. Okay. Okay, thank you, Nandini. It's clear. Thank you. So let's move on with the session. Okay. So as I told, we will be discussing about Python. So basic Python. Why? Okay. So introduction to Python. So before discussing why we are discussing about Python in almost all software industry. So you have come for a training program. The main purpose of the training program is after the training program, you should be placed in a very good MNC companies where we will be getting a very good packages. So the motto of the session is to train you on the current technology which is available, okay, to us. So in almost all MNC companies or IT companies, they use Python as their scripting language. So that's the reason in the data science, in the first module, what I'm going to teach you is on the introduction to Python. Okay, that's the reason we have selected this topic, and this topic comes in the data science. Okay, so just a minute. Yeah. So are you able to see my second slide? So participants, yeah, are you able to see my second slide? What we give?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the topics we are going to discuss for the today. So what is Python? What is Python? Difference between a program and a scripting language, and history of Python, and what is the scope of Python? What can I do with Python? And who uses Python today? Why do people use Python? Again, that's a very big question mark. Installing how we are going to install Python IDE so that we'll be working on the Python environment, and we'll be seeing a sample code, and then we'll see how Python code will execute, and also how you're going to run your Python code, and the basic Python basics like variables, strings, data types. This is what we are going to discuss in this entire session. Is my PPT visible? What is Python? Participants? Yeah, what
Yes,
is
sir.
Yes,
Python? Okay, Python is a general purpose programming language that is often applied in a scripting roles. So, so Python is a programming language as well as it plays a scripting language. So Python is also called as a interpreted language also. So how many people are aware of your Python programs? How many people knows about Python programming? Before
I'm
coming to
familiar with
this
Python,
session,
sir. I know.
you know Python. Your good name?
My name is Balakrishna, sir.
Okay, Bala. Okay, Bala. Thank you. Thank you. Any other persons already you know about Python? You might have
I know.
studied in your good name?
Raghavendra.
Very good, Raghavendra. Anyone else? Okay, I think so. How many participants are there? Around 51 participants are there. So I'm aware that most of you are having some knowledge in Python, but having a knowledge, I'll just give an introduction. What is about Python? Okay, this is just an introduction about Python. Before starting your data science course, you should know what is Python. So that's the reason we have started this module and explaining you. And those people who know Python can ask some basic questions to me at the end of the session, or in between. If you want to ask some questions, just please raise your hand so that I can answer your questions. And those who don't know about Python, it's a very good chance where you can know the introduction of the Python. Okay, so as I told, it is what is Python? Python is a general purpose programming language that is often applied in a scripting roles. So Python is a programming language as well as scripting language. So I request you to unmute your mic, participants, because there is a disturbance coming from your side.
Mute yourself. Don't disturb the class. Sir, I mean, sir, you have the authority to mute all, sir. There is an option called mute all. Just kindly mute all, sir. The participants. At a time, you can mute all.
No, ma'am, I don't have that particular option.
Yeah, wait, sir. I can mute. I can mute. Okay, sir. Just continue, sir.
Okay, so I've been talking about what is Python. So Python is a general purpose programming language that is often applied in a scripting roles. So Python is a programming language as well as a scripting language. Okay, so Python is also called as a interpreted language. So you know the difference between what is a programming language, what is a scripting language. So that is the difference we are going to see here. So you can see the difference between what is called as a difference between a program and a scripting language. So program is nothing but a program is executed. That is, the source is first compiled. So whatever the programming language you have in programming language you have written, first it will be compiled, and the result of that compilation is expected. So a program in general is a sequence of instructions. So in simple terminologies, in simple way, we can call program is nothing but a sequence of instruction written so that computer can perform a certain task. Okay, that is the definition of a program. So hope you understood what is a program. So a program is in general is a sequence of instruction written so that computer can perform a certain task. So that is the definition of a program. Now let's come to what is called as a scripting. A script is interpreted. A script is a code written in a scripting language. A scripting language is nothing but a type of programming language in which we can write a code to control another software application. So participants, if you have any doubts, what is a program, what is a scripting language, I think so I made it very, very clear what is a program and what is a scripting. So participants, if you have any doubts, please do ask. Participants, if you have any doubts, what is a program and what is a scripting, you can ask me. Okay, I think so. The concept is clear. Maybe in the chat I see. So what is an interpreter? Yeah, very. I think so. Someone has posted a question. What is an interpreter? So interpreter is nothing but a intermediate between a program and a scripting language. Okay. So what it does is it will in between it will take that particular program and start executing it. Okay. So that is the meaning of an interpreter. So in another words, you can see what is the interpreter. So interpreter is nothing but, so when we see the meaning of the exact interpreter is nothing but, it is a it will interpret, actually it will interpret in interpreter in a computer science, it is called as a that directly executes your instructions. The meaning of the interpreter is it will directly executes your instructions written in a programming or a scripting language without requiring them to previously to being compiled into a machine language. So is that clear? Is that clear? Sir, can you give an example? Okay. So example is nothing but you regarding a program and a scripting. So you want a specific example for program and yeah, sir, interpret. So Karthik Kumar and I think so Joshi, are you able to understand what is an interpreter? Clear, sir. Okay, so I'll again repeat what is an interpreter. So in interpreter in a computer science, interpreter is a program, a computer program that directly executes instructions written. Yeah, that's good. Think line by line execution. That's good. That's good. Nitin Kumar, thank you. Okay. So interpreter is a computer program that directly executes instruction written in a program or a scripting language without requiring them to previously to have been compiled into a machine learning program. Okay, without compiling directly, it executes. That's good. Okay, so I think so the difference, I think so the difference between a program and the interpreter, I think so you have understood. So you want me to explain the example of a program. Is that fine? Example of a program and a script. Okay, so when I say what is a script, a program in general is a sequence. Just now I told it's a sequence of instruction written so that computer can perform a certain task. A script is written in a scripting language. So scripting language is nothing but a type of programming language in which we can write to code to control another software. I think so you we cannot give an example for a script and a program. Program, just a minute, I'll try to give examples of a programming language. I can give it. Okay, so example of a programming language, I can give it C, C++, Java, VC++, COBOL, Pascal are all nothing but your programming languages. And whereas scripting languages, JavaScript, VB script, Python, Ruby, etc. are the examples of the scripting language. Students, is that clear for you? What is a programming language and what is a scripting language? I need yes, sir. Okay. Karthik Kumar says that. Yes, sir. So are you able to understand, students, what is the difference between a program and a scripting? Everyone? Yes, clear, sir. Okay. Shall I proceed it? Shall I move on to the next one? Students, shall I move on to the next topic? Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay. Balakrishna says that. Yes. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Now, let me talk about the history of the Python. So when I say the history of the Python, so it was invented in the Netherlands early in 90s by Guido van Rossum. The name of the person who has invented is Guido van Rossum. So it was invented in 1990s. The Python was convinced in late 80s, and its implementation was started in December 1989. Okay, so initially the works on the Python was started in 1980s, but when they started implementing it, it took 9 years. Okay, implementing was started in December 1989. Guido van Rossum is a fan of Monty Python. So how the name Python came to this Python programming language? So the person who invented it, so Guido van Rossum, he was a fan of Monty Python Flying Circus. Okay, so Monty Python Flying Circus, and which is very this is a famous TV show in the Netherlands. Okay, so almost we also know there are a lot of TV shows which happens daily. Okay, so in their place there was a TV show called Monty Python Flying Circus. So he named after the that TV show, that named after a Monty Python, and it is an open source from the beginning. So anybody can do what is the meaning of open source? Students, can you tell me what is the meaning of what is called as an open source?
I mean, it is
Anybody can use it, sir.
Anybody, very good. Anybody can use it. Yeah, very good. Anybody can use it. Anybody can modify it. Anybody can add their codes in that. That's good. So hope I think so.
It.
Anybody can.
Contribute to that module.
Yeah. Everybody, anybody can contribute to the Monty Python, and it is freely accessible. Okay, that is a very good point. Yashoda has mentioned. Okay, that's good, Yashoda. Any other questions on the history of Python? I don't think so. You will have any questions on this. Just a history of the Python and what Python. Okay, so by Python for life. So he has given a very beautiful quote that Python is an experiment in how much freedom programmers needs. Okay, so as a developer, as a software developer, or as a programmer, we need some freedom to code our own logics or the code which we are going to write it. Too much freedom and nobody can read another code. Okay, so there is a lot of freedom, as you've been telling. A lot of freedom is given to the person who's writing the code. Too little expressiveness is endangered. Okay, so this was the quotes that was mentioned by Guido van Rossum. Okay, so he's the person who's invented this Monty Python. Okay, so I think so this is just quotes on the Python. Yeah, so why was Python created again? Okay, so why this Python was created? So originally, my original motivation for, so his original motivation for creating Python was to perceive need for higher level language in an Ombio. Ombio is nothing but your operating system project. Okay, so most of your operating systems are being written in a scripting language. Students, you know what your operating systems like your Windows operating system, your Unix operating system, every operating system is written by a programming language. Students, you know about that? Whatever the operating
Yes, sir.
system we are using, it is being written in a some programming language or some scripting language. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good, students. So I realized, so how this was created, the motivation behind creating this Python was, it was a perceived need for higher level language. We need a higher level language for the operating system. So I realized, so Vandam Rosom, he realized that development of operating system administration utility in C was taking too much long. Okay, using us, most of you, I think so, you know the basic language C and C++. How many people are aware of a basic language C and C++? How many students are aware of C and C++ language? Balakrishna say C only. Okay, that's fine. If you know C, that's fine.
Yes, sir, we know, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Any
I
other
know.
persons? Yeah, Karthik.
I
Okay.
know
So,
C.
okay, that's good. So there was some disadvantage using C. Okay, it was taking a lot of time for the developing. It was taking a lot of time for the administration utilities which we have in your operating system. So that's the reason. That's the reason behind developing a Python. So moreover, doing these things in a Bourne shell won't work for variety of reasons. There are plenty of reasons where your C will not work in a Bourne shell. Okay. Okay. Now we don't use Bourne shell. We use PowerShell. So how many are familiar with Unix operating system? Are you heard about Bourne shell?
No, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
In
no,
you.
sir.
Okay. Let me explain what is Bourne shell. Bourne shell is nothing but where you can write your own script in a Unix environment. Okay. So no, sir, but PowerShell. Okay. Previously we used Bourne shell. Okay. In your all your Windows operating system, now everything comes with a PowerShell. And previously in the Unix environment, there is something called as a Bourne shell. We can write a script for controlling your documents. Sir, if you don't know about C and C++, we can learn this. Yeah, no problem. Santosh, we can learn it. It's not a problem. Okay. Okay. You need not know. We need not have a knowledge on C and C++. Okay. It's a new programming language. It's a new programming language. You don't need a knowledge on C and C++. For your understanding only, I'm asking if you have any idea on C and C++, that will be fine. Okay. Okay. So the main reason for developing this Python, as I'm telling, because there are some administrative utilities which were very difficult to run on your operating system. So that's a reason. Okay. That would work for the variety of reasons. So there was a need for a language that would bridge the gap between C and shell. So to bridge the gap between your C program and the shell program, your Bourne shell or a PowerShell. So in between, you want to bridge between the C and the PowerShell, they used this Python programming. Okay, Python. That's a reason they invented the God Van Rossum. That's the reason he invented this Python programming. Is that clear for students why Python was created? Are you clear with the concept? Sir, is data science complete of Python? Yes, students, I think so. It will disconnect. My meeting is not a pro connection. It will be disconnected. So I will join for the meeting. So please bear with me if it is abruptly disconnected. Okay, don't worry about that. I'll again join the meeting. Okay, so it's a 40 minutes meeting time. So in another 5 or 10 minutes, it's disconnects. Okay, so I'll again join, don't worry. Okay, so in between, if it disconnects, don't bother. Okay, so I'll again join for the meeting. And someone asked, sure,
Even students, once if it is got disconnected, even you can join again with the same link. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Salman.
Yeah, sure, we will connect back. Okay, that's fine. So I think so, students. I think so. The clear, you got a clear picture why was Python created. Okay. So the next one, what we need to understand is after creating a Python, what is the scope of Python? Okay, so where is the scope for Python? I'm not able to scroll the screen. Student, just a minute. Yeah. So scope. So there is. Where is the scope of Python? Scope of Python. It's being used in science, bioinformatics, system administration, Unix, WebLogic, WebSphere, web application development, CGI, Jython servlets, and testing scripts. So this is the scope of Python. So you can use Python in various applications. Okay, in science you can use any of your studying data science. So in bioinformatics, in the medical field, they use Python. In system administration, they use Python for Unix, WebLogic, WebLogic, WebSphere. In web application, they use all CGI, Jython servlet, and testing. So students, if you have any questions on the scope of Python, you can ask me.
So what is Jython, sir?
Jython is again a servlet. Okay, it's a Java servlet where we use Java scripting and all. So in that Jython we use. Okay, there also we use Python. Is there any other questions, students? Sir, is the data science complete of Python? Yes, it's you need to know Python only, then only you will be learning about the data science. I think so. The scope of Python, I think so, it's clear for you. Okay. Okay. So why can I do or what can I do with Python? Okay, what are the things I can do with Python? So you can do system programming. Okay, you can write your graphical user interface program. So to control your systems, we can do system programming using a Python code. Suppose we want to do some graphical user interface program. The graph is nothing but the screen, whatever you are able to see. If you want to get the screen, so you can write a graphical user interface programming. For internet scripting also you can use Python. You can use component integration, database program also you can use your Python script. For gaming, images, XML, robots, and more. Okay, so you can use there is a disturbance, I think so. Participants, please unmute your mic. So what can I do with Python? I think so. This slide is clear to everyone. Students, please do respond. Is this slide clear to everyone? Okay, what can I do with Python?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So who uses Python today? So who uses Python today? So where are the places where Python has been used? So Python has been applied in real revenue generating products by real companies. For instance, Google makes expensive uses of Python in web searches, system, employs Python creator, Intel uses Python, Cisco, HP, Seagate, Qualcomm, IBM uses Python for hardware testing. And ESRI uses Python as an end customer customization tool for product popular GSI mapping products. And the YouTube video, whatever the YouTube video you are sharing, the service is largely written in Python. So these are the places where Python has been used, frequently being used in this environment. Is that clear, students? Is that okay? So these are the places, and almost top companies use Python, like IBM, Cisco, Google, and Qualcomm. Almost all big shot companies or MNC companies, they use Python. Is that okay? Yeah. Next is, why do people use Python? Again, very important question. The following factors cited by the Python users seems to be this. Python is an object-oriented. It's an object-oriented. Structure supports such a component as polymorphism. So you might have heard this terminology, polymorphism. Operations, overloading, and multiple instance. All these terminologies, object-oriented or the class terminologies, are being used in the Python. And polymorphism, operation overloading, it is a C++ concepts. So later on, we'll be discussing in detail what is this polymorphism, operation overloading, and multiple inheritance. So why people use Python is because it's free. As I told, it's an open source. Downloading and installing. Yeah, some question is, somebody has raised a question. So what about Python version? That's a very good question. Okay. Python version, currently we have Python 3.9. Okay, that I'll be discussing. Sir, Python is UD. Jyoti, what is the meaning, or what is the short form? You have typed UD. What is that? Yeah, it is a user defined. Yes, Jyoti, it's a user defined. Yes. Okay, let me complete this. So it is a free open source. Downloading and installing Python is free, and easy source code is accessible. So everybody will be able to access the source code. So installing Python, I think so you need to go to this particular website. I think so you can see in the slide, okay, where Python is pre-installed in most Unix, including Linux, Mac OS, and Windows operating system. So, but for a Windows operating system, user can download from this website, okay. HTTPS www.python.org downloads from the above link. So Python is used in a data science. Yes, Python is used in a data science. Yes, it has been used, Jyoti. So from the above link, version of the Python ID, and install the recent version. So the recent version is 3.91, I think so. But most of them uses version 2.7 only. But we will only use 3.9. So the current version only we will be using it. So after installing it, after installing your Python into your system, after installing the version, go to the start menu. So after installing, you have to download and install your Python into your system. After downloading it, you have to go to the start menu, click on the Python version. Here it is 2.7, but we will be using 3.9. In one, you can select the Python command line. Okay, so you can see here IDE here, and Python docs and Python command line. So first you need to select your Python command prompt. Okay, command line. Okay. So after selecting the Python command line, you will be able to get a Python shell like this. Students, is that clear? Shall I show the web? Students, is that clear to everyone?
Clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
Shall I show you the website? Let me show you the Python website for you, where you need to download. Okay, yeah, just a minute. I'll stop sharing it. Okay, you can see this. Students, are you able to see my screen now? Okay, I'm sharing a web browser. I think so you'll be able to see a screen. Okay. Students, participants, you are able to see. Sir, I have downloaded 3.8 version for Windows. That's fine. That's fine, Karthik. Karthik, that's fine. No problem. Version for Windows 7. So I think so you will be able to see the screen. Okay. Now, after going to the screen, you can see about download. You can go here, download 3.96 is there. That is the recent version. So you can download into your systems. Okay. This, when you click on this, it will ask for download. Okay. Anyhow, I'm downloading it. Okay. I already have Python. So I will not install it again. Okay. So students, are you able to see the Python web browser where you can go and download your Python operating system? Okay. So in the Python exe files, okay, this is for the Python Windows. So you can note that Python 3.9 can be used for Windows 7 or earlier. So you can use the Python in this website. You can download it and install into your system. Is that clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's yes, good. Sir. That's good. You're responding it. Okay. Now what I'll do is I host disable the participant. Okay, so I'm not able to share it again. I think so. Host has disabled my participants. I request the HiC Placement Services Digital Academy to just give me the host control now. I'm not able to share it. Host disable the participant screen sharing. I request madam to just give me the host control for sharing the website.
Yes, sir. I'll make you as host. Wait. Sir, now you can share your screen.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think so. You are able to see the screen. Okay. After downloading it, I think so. After downloading your Python, you will be getting this, as I told, IDE model document, Python command line, Python manual. So you have to open your Python command line. After opening a Python command line, you will get this like this. Okay, you will be getting a Python shell. Okay, shell screen. And after getting this Python shell screen, where you need to write your code is once you have inside the Python interpreter. Okay. So as you have been asking what is an interpreter, it will interpret your thing and we can type your program. So in all other languages, okay. So as students, you told all other languages, directly I cannot write this print hello world and get the print to hello world. But whereas in Python, I can directly write a print statement and get my print hello world. Okay, so that is the difference. This is a very easy language where you can directly code your script and get the output. Student, is that clear? Is that clear to everyone? Directly, yes, you can write it. Okay, or else let me show the coding this thing. Okay, so how to execute this code? There is an online. There is an online cloud environment, Google Colab. I think so. You are aware of Google Colab. How many students are aware of Google Colab? Students, how many?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are aware of.
Oh, we can't share screen, sir.
Yeah. Just a minute. I'll again share my screen.
Post packet.
Hello, are you able to see my screen, students?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is a Google Colab environment. Okay. So this is a Google Colab environment where I can, in the cloud environment, you can write your You can write your Python codes. Okay, in the Google Cloud environment, you can write your Python code. So what is in the PPT? What you had? We had a print hello world. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just type print hello world directly. Print. So this is how you can do the execution also. Okay. Here what you have is Google is providing you the option of what? Google is providing the option for you to have a Python in your cloud environment. Is that okay, students? You can have your Python in your cloud environment using your Gmail account. So all these things your Google Colab is giving, and everything will be saved in where it will be saved. It will be saved in your Google Drives. Okay. So this is the first sprint line statement I'm typing in the Google Colab environment, where if I type print hello world, it's showing directly the output. Is there, students, is that clear for everyone? Are you able to understand? If you don't want to use your system and install the Python directly into your system, you can avoid and you can directly work in the cloud environment, where you can have a privilege of writing your Python code directly into your Google Colab. Yes or no, students? Are you?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's move on with the PPTs now. I'll again share the PPT. So this was the first program, Hello World. Okay. So this what we've been using is how to run a Python code. So just now I've run and shown you the code. So how the code execution happens, how the Python code execution happens. So your traditional Python traditional runtime execution. So first you need to write a source code. You type in a translate to a byte code. So first you need to write your source code is nothing but just now I have shown you print hello world is your source code, which is then run by your Python. Now I have virtually run in a Google Colab environment. So virtually I'm running it. Your code is automatically. So when it is running, okay, when it is running, it's compiling, but then it is interpreted. And then finally you will get the output. The source code extension. So all your source code extension should be what? .py. So bytecode extension will be .pyc. Compile your Python code. Students, is that clear for everyone? So what is a source code and how it is converting into a source code to a bytecode, and finally it is running and giving the output. So students, can you tell me what is the source code and what is your bytecode?
Sir, source code .py.
Yeah.
Source code is nothing but a hello
bytecode
world type.
.pyc.
One at a time. One at a time. One at a time. Please tell me what is a source code and what is a bytecode.
Source code is .py.
Okay.
Bytecode is .pyc.
.pyc. That's good. Okay. Any other understanding of what is the source code?
Source code means anyone can access that.
Yeah.
Bytecode means machine understanding code.
Very good. Very good. Who's that? What's your name, ma?
Shweta.
Okay, Chetana. Thank you, ma.
Shweta,
So Cheta. Okay, sorry, Cheta. Okay, thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. Sorry to pronounce your name wrongly. Okay, so thank you, ma. So bytecode means machine. Yeah, understandable code. So Vimala has also typed it. So bytecode means machine understandable codes, that is zeros and ones. Absolutely correct. So source code is whatever we write it. Okay, the scripting language, the source, the scripting language we write it, and then we give it to the system. It will convert into a machine learning. It will translate into a machine code, and then finally it will compile and give the output. So source code is a human known language. That's very good again. Okay. So you students know about source code and Python. So let's discuss one by one. There is something called as a math operator. So bytecode means 9 and 1. Sorry, bytecode is 0 and 1, not 9 and 1. Okay, so the first operator what we have is, by trying this code, what you will get, print 3 plus 12. Directly you can write. Okay, but whereas in other programming languages, we cannot directly write 3 plus 12. Okay, we need to write the header files. So how do you write the entire source code in your C program? Students who have knowledge on C program, so directly I cannot write a print statement and get the output. So where Python gives us the flexibility of writing directly the print statement, single line by line execution is possible only in Python. For other languages, single line execution is not at all possible. For C language, students, how to write a C language? Can you tell me the structure of a C language? Students who know about C or C++ language, how do you write your source code in your C language? Yeah, someone. First, we should call the standard input output library. Very good, very good. Who is this? Vimala as wrote. So first, we need to call out the standard input output libraries, and then we should call the main function. Very good, very good.
And then we call the
then we can call the printf statements. Okay, so without your library functions, you're calling your input and output functions, we cannot get the direct output. Okay, so whereas in Python we have the flexibility of getting the directly, we can directly write a line by line, single line by line, and getting the output. So here you can see here, print 3 plus 12 is 15, print 12 minus 3 is 9. You can directly get it. Okay, so you need not don't type the arrow operators. Okay, so only we need to type the print statements here. So maths, again you can see, so mathematical function is a very, very important thing. Okay, so where you can see here, you want Python to answer your float, you have to talk to it to a float. So what it has to do is, so the operators we have. So what are the operators we have? Divide and multiplication operator. So if you have divide multiplication operator, 3 into 12, you will be getting 36. 12 by 3 is 4. Like that, you will be getting the output. Some students are scribbling in my PowerPoint. Who's doing that? Please don't do such things. Okay, so in mathematical operator, again, what you will be getting. So can I show the output of this entire statements, whatever we've been discussing right now?
Yes, sir.
So, students, can I show you the output?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'll show it in the Google Colab because that is more comfortable for me. Just a minute, hold on. So here, what I need to do also, the next first statement is, so print three plus 12, yeah. Why is throwing an error?
Parenthesis missing.
Yeah, parenthesis is missing.
Parenthesis missing.
Yeah. Now it's fine, students. Are you able to understand the essence of this Python code? But directly we can write the print. Directly we can write the print statement. Okay, you'll get the output. Okay, print again. If you want a multiple statements, statements like this. Okay, where 9 plus 9 plus 5 minus 15 plus 12. 9 plus 5 minus 15 plus 12. Okay, so you'll be getting the output. Is that fine, students? Okay, so this is one of the operators, and also you can see here, if we use divide function, okay, we use print and your divide function. Suppose 12 divided by 4. So what you will be getting? Yeah. So what you need not define the data type also. Okay, you are getting in a float value also you are getting. So if you want Python to answer in the float, you have to talk to the float. So the important thing what you need to understand is, again, this is for the division. Multiplication also you can do it in the Python. So multiplication 3 star 6. Suppose we have this. So what it will show? 18. So students, are you able to understand the essence of this? And then,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then you have a operators in this. Suppose I want the operators being used. Print the operator 2 is less than 3. So what is the output it will give, students?
0. 1, 1. Sorry, 1.
True or false?
Very good. Who is that? So it should give true or false. Okay. So 2 is less than 3 is true. Okay. So like that, it will give the. So what about this? Print. Again, print. What is that? 2 is less than or equal to 2. So what will be? It will be 2 is less than or equal to 2. So what will be the output it will be giving us?
True.
False. True, sir.
False.
True. Yeah, the condition is satisfying. No, true to print. So what about this?
Solomon, sorry to interrupt you here. And student, it's time to end the section. So Solomon, you have only next 3 minutes. So 11 o'clock we are starting the Salesforce. So wind up the section, dear.
Yeah. So students, if you have any other questions, please do ask. Please do ask. So I'm the session is over, almost over. So just tell me how was the session. You are able to understand the basic. I've started with section. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we have understand it.
So, are you able to understand the entire concept?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Programming section is good, sir.
Sir, everything was fine. But from tomorrow onwards,
So guys,
is it understood?
sorry to interrupt you, Asif this side. So guys, the demo session has been completed. Hope you guys like it. So as we were getting so much demand from you guys, so we have started this data science session, guys. So we have very good faculty, Raju sir here. Thank you so much, Raju sir, for conducting this session. And I hope all the students attending this session have registered and make the payment. So make sure you are doing it and as early as possible.
And from tomorrow the classes will be start, guys. Okay, and even many of your friends are looking for data science training. See, 100 rupees only the charges where we are charging for the 3 months courses. So kindly, even you can join that, and you can also share with your friends who are interested for the program. Okay, and thank you very much.
Madam, can I know tomorrow's timings?
For training part.
It will be informed. Don't worry. It will be informed to you. So thank you.
Can I ask, sir?
These sessions will be recorded, sir.
Put the link in the chat box right now. Academy link.
Okay, thank
These
you.
sessions will be recorded, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, it will be recorded. Don't worry. It will be recorded, and I think so it will be shared with you. Okay. So thank you everyone for very patiently participating and actively involving in this session. Okay. So it was hope you learned the basic things of Python. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye guys. Thank you, Raj.
Thank you. Okay. So
everyone.
Thank you all. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow then. We'll see you for tomorrow's session. Okay, thank you.
Sir, shall I end the session?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.